We're praying hard that you know, they try not to do the things that they're telling us to do, and try to be a better priest, and think twice before they even try to do any more of those, you know, things that are not supposed to be.
News that a priest may have had sexual relations with a teenage girl has members of the Catholic community in shock and asking for prayer. It was last week KWM first brought you the story about the arrest of Father Luis Camacho, who was the pastor for the San Dimas and San Dionisio churches. The priest was arrested on allegations of custodial interference. Police found Father Luis and a 17-year-old girl in a parked car at an agate beach. The girl was supposed to be in school. It wasn't until a report was filed with Child Protective Services and Archbishop Anthony Apron that it became apparent there was more to the story. The person that filed the report was Deacon Stephen Martinez, who said he was obligated to file the report by the Archdiocese policy on sexual misconduct and Guam law. Deacon Martinez said he was provided information about the incident by someone familiar with what happened.
So because I believed that what they had to say was likely correct information, I had to report it. And then it's up to the investigator to go through the process and determine what the true facts are on the situation.
Deacon Martinez alleges in his report that Father Luis illegally transported the 17-year-old girl from her school without her parents' permission. He went on to state that Father Luis had the minor hide as they drove away from the school. He then drove the minor child to Subway and then to a remote beach in Agate and had sexual contact with her. In response to the report, Archdiocese of Agana Sexual Abuse Response Coordinator Deacon Larry Claros told KWM that a canonical investigation is underway. And I have done my part as the SARC in coordinating the investigation. It now lies with the Attorney General's office. But Deacon Martinez, who once served as a SARC, says that whether an allegation carries criminal or civil charges is irrelevant from the Church's standpoint, because the Church's policy dictates that when an allegation is made of sexual misconduct to the Archdiocese, a report must be made to the Archbishop.
The SARC doesn't do anything until the Archbishop directs them to move forward. Okay. So the SARC basically is responsible for coordinating the Archdiocese response to the allegation. The SARC is not an investigator.
He says Deacon Claros is not responsible for investigating the allegation, but rather an independent professional investigator.
Generally, it would not be a member of the Archdiocese, simply because I'm not aware of anybody, priest or deacon, or employee of the Archdiocese who's qualified to do an investigation.
KUAM also sent questions to the Chancellor of the Archdiocese of Guam, Father Adrian Cristobal, to find out who is conducting the canonical investigation, but no response was available as of news time. So what is a canonical investigation? According to Deacon Martinez, it's an investigation to determine if canon law has been violated. If found that there is a violation, Archbishop Apron ultimately decides the fate of Father Luis.
So Father Luis is still a priest. His faculties have been suspended, which means that he cannot carry out the duties of a priest. He cannot celebrate Mass. He cannot give the sacraments. He cannot continue in ministry if all faculties have been removed.
And while the investigation is underway, parishioners like Ron DeLisi hopes the Archbishop will address the matter.
The church's been in a lot of scrutiny nationwide regarding all those allegations, especially, so I really hope that the church they're aggressively pursuing this. I mean, we're all human, but it's a different level when you're talking about religion, and these people join the seminary, they take the oath. So, it's another black eye.
The allegations against Father Luis Camacho has visibly shaken an already torn Catholic community, filling parishioners throughout the island with mixed emotions. One thing they do agree upon, however, is that prayer is needed to restore faith. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jolene Toves.